Hello everyone, my name is Paul and welcome to my first video. I decided to make videos about the projects I build to show you how to build a project and how the project works. Now let's get started. This is the diagram of the project I want to build. The project, it will be something like a customer, it will go on a website and it will look for a favorite movie. And the information will show what movie it is, what time the movie it will be at the cinema, a brief description, and other details. Now, let's get started with building the application, and we will go into the depths of the architecture later on. As you might have seen in the diagram, it's me, the engineer, who will build it, and I will use Terraform. So the whole application will be built in Terraform. In Terraform we have different files, the variables, where we have to put all the variables for SNS, topic, domain name, buckets, and all the rest of them. We have the APIs, we have buckets, Dynamo, CloudFront, Lambdas, and all the rest of them. Now let's run the infrastructure and start building it. We run Terraform in it to initialize the configuration. Once the configuration is initialized, we're gonna run apply. Now here we will have to put all the variables. That will start with your account ID. We need the account ID because Terraform will have to create some policies and they will be based on the account ID. Let's input all of them. After we put all the variables, Terraform is asking if we want to continue. As you can see, we have 57 to add. We type yes and we let it go. Now in the meantime, we have to go to the console to do some changes, some manual changes which you can only do in the console. We go to Route 53, we choose our registered domain name. In one page, we go to the registered domain name and press action and edit name servers. And we go into our hosted zones and choose our hosted zone. Now what we have to do is copy the name servers from here, from the hosted zone, into the registered domain name. After we did that, we just save the changes. The reason for this is because Terraform is gonna create a certificate in Certificate Manager. And if we don't do these changes, Certificate Manager won't issue, it won't validate our certificate. Let's go to Certificate Manager and find out. As you can see, here's the certificate. We're just gonna give it some time to complete all the changes. As you can see, Terraform is still running. So we're just gonna give it about 5 minutes because it has to create all the infrastructure, including the CloudFront distribution, which that might take about 5 minutes to deploy it. As you can see, the certificate was issued. Now we're just going to wait for the rest of the infrastructure to be deployed. Now that the Terraform is completed, we have 3 outputs. We have the CloudFront distribution and 2 APIs. We're going to talk about the APIs in a moment. But first about the CloudFront distribution. Why do we have that? It's because that's how we will access our website. The reason for that is because if we want to access our website through the domain name, we won't be able because it will take about 48 hours for the changes to propagate. You know, when we had to change the servers from the hosted zone to the domain name. So that's why we're going to use the CloudFront for now. But now let's move forward and see on the diagram what we have to do. So first, it was me, the engineer, who built all the infrastructure and deployed it with Terraform. Then we have the Cinema Manager. The Cinema Manager will upload the file into the bucket. The bucket will trigger a Lambda function, which will do two things. It will update the DynamoDB table with the information from that CSV file, and also trigger an SNS. Now, in the meantime, you can go to the email and subscribe to this SNS or confirm your subscription. Now, this SNS is triggered when there's a success in DynamoDB table. So we just wanted our Cinema Manager to be sure that the DynamoDB table is uploaded successfully. And for Lambda function to work, we need an IAM role. Now in this IAM role, I only gave the permission to access the DynamoDB table and SNS, nothing else. And even though in that case I gave the least privilege permissions. Now let's go and see if our website is working. So in order to do that, we need to open our front end and the script. We open the script with Notepad. And in the script, we have to upload our APIs. So this will be the update API. And we take that from here, from the output. And also the search API. We take that from the output as well. That's gonna go here. Why we keep this one is just because this will replace all the movies. So when we try to search for the movie, this will be the part where it takes the movie's place. Now we just save this and close it. And go to our website bucket and upload them files. We have the front end, upload it. This success, and this is a success. Now all we need is the CloudFront distribution. We accessed our website. Now let's do the part where the manager had to do. We go to our bucket and upload a CSV file. Now when this is uploaded, we can go to our DynamoDB table and see that we have all the movies and some description, time, year, and all the rest of them. Now once we refresh this, we have all the movies and all the rest of them. We can look for Avatar, for example, and it will give us all the description from it. We can look for Fast and Furious, and so on and so forth. Now let's discover what's happened in the backend. So here we have our customer who goes on the favorite browser and accesses the domain name from Route 53. That will route the traffic to CloudFront. The CloudFront serves as a content delivery network for all the resources and files we have stored in our bucket. Now, when we look for a movie, there are two APIs which are involved. The first API, it's called the Search API, which will trigger a Lambda function, and it will take the information from DynamoDB table. It will retrieve all the information about the movie. On the other side, we have our Update API, which gets invoked every time when the website is accessed or is refreshed. That will trigger a Lambda function, and this Lambda function will go to the exactly the same DynamoDB table, but it only will take the movies. So we will display the movies which are available to the cinema. And from the movies, the customer can search about all the other details. Now, once again, for all this Lambda function, we need an IAM role. The IAM role will give permission to both of the Lambda function to talk to the DynamoDB table and the API. Also, I forgot to mention that in order to access our domain name, we have our certificate from the certificate manager. Hope you like it, and let me know what you think about the first video. Thank you very much. See you next time.